What's going on, everyone? Kind of in the middle of my day already. I didn't know where this video was going to go, so I didn't really start a video today, but I just got so much running around and errands to run right now. Over the weekend here, I had some friends use my skid steer. I dropped it off there. I'm on my way to go pick that machine up right now. My brush mower attachment is there as well, so I'm going to be back grabbing all that stuff and picking it up and taking it to the yard. But from there, I got to go grab my loader too, which is up at my winter shop, because I got a bunch of mulch to do. I just did a bunch of mulch over this weekend. I didn't record any of that because I only had a limited amount of time with the help that I had. And believe it or not, recording something, it takes extra time. So I wanted to get as much done as possible. I do have a couple more mulch accounts that I got to go take care of. So, and then I also want to do an oil change on my Ford, which my Ford, I only have 1,000 miles on the oil change that I have in it right now. But the last time I did an oil change on this thing, it was during the winter time, and I put thinner oil in it. So I want to drain the oil out of this thing and put 1540 back in it, because it's starting to become like summer around here. It's in the mid 70s right now. So anyways, catch back up with you guys once I go to grab my skid loader. So we'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, just got here to the property, pick up my brush mower and skid loader. Some of you guys may remember this. I believe back in November I came through here. I rented that Fecon to do that tree line right there. These are some really close friends of mine, so that's why all my stuff is here right now. But I'm gonna get this stuff picked up and just play musical chairs with my equipment and just go about my day. It's crazy how in springtime there's like that springtime rush where it just seems like there's not enough time ever in the day. But that's just how it is. It's also wild to me on like when you're doing something, or not doing something, but during like the winter time, you have that anxiety of, am I gonna have enough work? Will this year be a good year? And then the spring comes around and the phone kind of starts picking up on speed, with ringing, but it's still not where you want it to be. But then it just seems like boom, overnight everything happens and you just don't have enough time, and you wish you had a couple employees. But I don't feel like I'm in that place to have employees, so we'll just keep riding the struggle bus as of now. This truck right here, I'm not sure about the transmission in there. It's not feeling the healthiest. And I haven't even put the skid loader in there yet, so I don't know, I may be putting a transmission in that truck sooner than later, which is a bummer, but just is what it is. Just waiting for the day I smashed the back window out of my truck doing this. That should work. Skid steer's been a good machine to me. The only regret that I have with it is that I wish it was a track machine. But the machine's bought and paid for, which is awesome. But I think this might be my last season using it, and then I'm going to look into getting a track machine. I just have way more that I can do with a track machine than I can with a tire. Main reason why I ended up with a tire machine is for plowing, but a friend of mine, he bought, trying to focus so I don't fall out of off the back of the truck, but a friend of mine bought a track machine this year to plow and just do grading and stuff like that. And he said nothing but great things about the machine that he bought, that the tracks weren't an issue at all for him. He has a different style of track, They're a softer composite actually, or you know, they're a softer composite, which helps in the snow. Obviously they won't last long term doing dirt work or anything, but it worked, and I can use a tractor machine more than a tire machine. That's my ramble of the day. All right, load it and ready to go. I definitely need to get airbags for this truck too this year. The leaf springs are getting a little soft. Do you guys have a pet peeve on when people tie up ratchet straps? It drives me insane when it looks like somebody just made a bunch of knots and everything. I like doing it this way. I've never had it come undone. It just has that little tail and works out great. So, all right, let's boogie out here, drop this machine off, and yada yada yada. Okie doke, just got back here to the yard, get this machine unloaded, kind of move some stuff around and make this stuff all work. So I took the bucket back off the skid loader because I'm going to need it for the loader, especially getting it into the trailer here, and obviously for doing mulch. So got this stuff all moved around. I'm going to run up to the shop now and go grab that machine and then do some oil changes on this thing. Kind of mentioned it earlier about like the spring rush. It's a real thing. To be completely honest with you guys, I had a lot of anxiety about this year, about work, just for the reason being pricing of everything has gotten so expensive. It is an election year. Number two, election years seem to make a big, be a big play in people's spending habits and stuff like that. And also this year I got a lot of leads from the home and garden show, and I probably did over 150 estimates and landed about I think it was like 35 or 40 of them, which is about 30 to 40% of the estimates that I did. So I know I'm not too cheap, and I know I'm not too expensive. Just something to kind of know, if you start landing every single job you go and give an estimate for, you know for sure your prices are really cheap, because that's more than realistic, or more than likely a homeowner is going to go with the cheapest option more times than that. So that's a good feeling to know my pricing's kind of where it needs to be. And to be completely honest, I don't want a bunch of work. Maybe that's not the right wording for this, but I want a bunch of work, but I want a bunch of work that's paying very well. Put it that way, I guess. I don't know if I ever want to get to the size to where I need to have full-time employees. I really enjoy the operation that I have going right now. Yes, don't get me wrong, there's days that I wish I had, a guy just to kind of take some of the weight off my shoulders. But all of my friends that do have employees, I never hear them say many good things. They always complain about having them. Not that that's scaring me away from it. What's scaring me away from having employees is having a full-time job for them, because they have a family to feed, and I just don't want to make a commitment to something where I can't guarantee that they're going to at least work 40 hours a week. So I kind of like doing it where I have the people help me when I need the help. That way, I'm kind of making them happy. They're making some extra cash or whatever, and then I have the people that I need to help me when I need it. So, but anyways, enough of this rambling. I gotta go take care of some other stuff. Obviously you guys are coming along, but it's kind of a good feeling. I'm booked up into the 3rd week of July right now, which is, for me, that's really good. That's 1 to 2 jobs a week, and not including the grass cutting that I have. I always do my grass cutting on Thursdays and Fridays. So a lot of the jobs that I have this year are actually bigger jobs. So I'm going to be working Saturdays this year, which it is what it is. You got to make the money make the hay while the sun shines, right? But yeah, other than that, let's get to it. Okie doke, so a bunch of time has passed since the last time I picked up the camera here. I forgot that my wife worked late and I needed to pick up my son from daycare and watch him. So anyways, in my last video I had mentioned on my dump trailer here that the brakes on it kind of sucked. I fixed that one wire on there. Reading through the comments, thanks, I forgot your name, but they had mentioned that there's an adjustment for these brakes. So that's what I'm going to do right now before I load up the loader. So I'm going to get this trailer lifted up, and then I'm going to lift up the back end so I can spin the tires freely and then start working on this, because it'd be nice to have brakes, because I just did brakes all the way around on this Ford last year, and I don't know if you guys can see, but I mean, these brakes, they're pretty much toast. The rotors have a bunch of big grooves in it. Planning on when I do brakes on this thing, I'm actually going to do calipers in all four corners as well. But another thing I noticed, or that I smelled, is that I smell a bunch of 90 weight, you know, gear oil from the rear diff. I was walking past the truck and I was like, that doesn't smell good. And I looked, the wheels, or the axle seal on the passenger side here in the rear let go, so I'm starting to shoot out a bunch of gear oil, which ain't good. So I need to get to that sooner or later. The rear end in this truck is getting pretty beat up, I should say, worn out, I should say. But so I need to figure that out. When I'm driving straight, it's no big deal, but as soon as I have a load on this truck, pulling the trailer or whatever, and I start taking a turn, it just feels like a bunch of crunching in there. So I think there's a bigger problem going on than what I can visually see right now. But right now I'm just going to let it fly, and I guess just do the brakes and fix that axle seal first. And maybe do the rear end closer to the off season sometime in October or something like that. I did also mention that the transmission's kind of getting weak. I guess it's just part of having a higher mileage truck, and it gets used as a work truck daily. I am going to be in the market for either a single axle or a tandem axle dump truck here soon, so I don't have to keep beating up my truck pulling this dump trailer. Whenever I load this dump trailer, I mean, that's a lot of weight. I've driven across the scales before at 32,000 pounds, which that's a significant amount of weight for an old diesel truck here that only made 235 horsepower. It has some aftermarket stuff to pick up the power a little bit, but that still ain't, you know, it's no race truck, put it that way. So let's get to this. Just gonna grab a chain, go through the fork pockets there, lift it up that way. Then obviously I'll put a jack stands underneath it. I don't have a floor jack here right now. My floor jack's at home, so do it this way. Guess I can go down here to these pockets. Perfect. Get some jack stands underneath those axles there, and away we go. I'm not dumb enough to just leave it suspended in the air. My younger days I would have, for sure. I want to hurry up, get this done. That way I can run to the auto parts store and get some engine oil for this truck. Like I said earlier, I got 5W30 in here right now. The reason why I did that is for the winter time with cold starts. Having that thinner oil helps out a lot. All right, lower her down. Are we on all four corners? That one's kind of sketchy, but we can live with that. So underneath here somewhere is an adjustment screw. I believe that's down here in this little area. All right. Yep, there's that little star wheel. And from what I understand, or from when I've done this in the past, I don't know if you guys can see that, there's a little star wheel in there. But, and like also the guy mentioned in the video, or in the comments here, you do it just until you feel the brakes kind of grabbing. So let me go get a flathead screwdriver and get started with that. Let's give this a try, and I'll take the camera and see if I can get you guys down there so you can see what I'm talking about. I doubt it though, because it's hard to see it in person. I don't even know if you guys can see that. But anyways, just believe me when I say I'm going to take this screwdriver here, turn that a couple times, or kind of roll it over, and put some pressure on these brakes here. Hopefully that gives me some better braking. I'll catch back up with you guys once I get these done. All right, so I had to go grab a really long screwdriver. I'll kind of show you. Just a little bit of tension on there compared to this one over here. Well, I mean, I guess this is the one that had the bad wire to it. Let me roll over here and show you guys a different one on how freely these were spinning. They just keep on going compared to that. So just gotta keep adjusting these. This should only take me another 15 minutes or so, if that. So I'm gonna keep going here and check that off the list. So that wasn't bad at all. So they're all adjusted, and when I lower the trailer back down, I'm actually gonna go take this thing for a test drive. Obviously I know it's gonna be totally different, but man, I'm sorry I forgot your name, whoever made that comment on my last video. So appreciate it. Kind of cool thing about YouTube, when you don't know something, one of you guys watching may know it. So I guess while we're on that subject, I do have one of my commercial accounts here. They had asked me to remove all the mulch there and redo it. The reason why they're asking is because there's so much mulch there. The beds are starting to get like really overflown and really nowhere to go with the stuff. I had mentioned taking the mulch that's there, which is in really good shape because it gets done every year, and just spraying a brown dye on it, but they didn't like that idea, so they asked if I could remove it. I told them yes. They ended up, long story short, they ended up not wanting to do it. But if they do ask again and do want to go with it, what would you guys use to remove all that mulch? Give you guys an idea, there's around 40 yards of mulch there at whenever I do it. Obviously there's gonna be more there to remove, since there is so much laying there for the past couple of years. My idea was maybe renting one of those shop vac trailers, or not a shop vac, but one of those vac trailers, and putting a couple of hoses on and try sucking the stuff up. But then again, I'm not sure how that will work. Let me know down in the comments if any of you guys remove mulch and what's the best way to do it, because the only other option is going through there with a pitchfork and raking the stuff up, and no, I don't want to do it. I don't even like putting mulch down. So either way, if I have to do it, I have to do it, but I'm just trying to figure out a way to make my life as easy as possible when I go to do that. So all right, I'm gonna get this thing taken care of here. Just got back to the shop. The brake adjustment, definitely double thumbs up right there. That's definitely what the trailer needed. While I was out and about, I did pick up some oil. I'm not really too picky with this truck on what I put in here, but I've always, since I've had the truck, I've always ran either Shell Rotella T6, or if I am feeling up to it, I'll order some AMSOIL full synthetic 1540 through some friends of mine that are dealers of it. Pretty much get it the same price as that stuff, but I just didn't do that yet. So anyways, now that the oil's nice and piping hot from taking the truck for a drive, Gotta find somewhere to go with the oil, and I got a little oil left in this jug here, but I think I have a bucket somewhere. I know I have a bucket somewhere, like this one right here. I think I used this one for salt. This will be just fine. Dump the rest of that oil in, because I don't think this tub right here is big enough for all the oil that's going to be coming out of this truck. Sounds like tomorrow is supposed to be a complete washout, so I'll be spending some time in the shop here tomorrow. I got some welding projects that I want to work on. One of them being the dump trailer. I want to make a pin box for all my concrete pins. So, all right, you guys have all seen oil changes, so I'll get back with you guys once dumping the oil in it. Probably, obviously I know the motor was warm, but 5W30 in the summertime, not good, no bueno. So happy to be doing this. So just gotta get this thing filled up and be ready to rock and roll. Then before I leave the shop here tonight, I'm gonna load up the loader into the dump trailer. And like I said previously here, it's supposed to be a complete washout tomorrow with the rain. So I'm actually gonna leave the whole trailer and everything here instead of taking it back over to my summer yard there. So that way the machine's not getting all wet and everything. And I plan on coming back out here tomorrow anyways to work on a couple projects. I'll kind of show you what I'm planning on doing here. One of them is, I actually got the idea from Ryan, is I have this old crappy bucket here. It's pretty worn out. What I plan on doing is cutting it right in half and putting a plate on each side. Eric wants to buy one, the one half, and then I'm going to keep the other half for myself. Reason being is for digging out sidewalks. So that should work out really good. I can either use it on the loader or the skid loader. More than likely I'll be using that attachment on the loader, but we'll see. It's just nice to have attachments for the skid loader. And then on the trailer here, I'm not sure what side I want to do it on, either this side or that side over there. Weld something up, make it a pin box, so that way all my concrete pins that I have, I'm not constantly loading them in and out of the back of this truck here. And then I plan on making this trailer kind of a like full excavation trailer. So I'll have all my pins on there underneath the dump body here. I'm gonna build like weld a shelf underneath there for all my rakes, come-alongs, all of those tools and such. So that way all I gotta do is hook up and go. I'm just trying to be a little bit more efficient this year. Something I wanted to do that over the winter, but just time and stuff, and now it's just one of those things. I'm underneath the gun and just trying to get as much done as possible. First job starts next week Monday. It's a small one, but get my feet wet in something. So I'm gonna start filling this up and catch back up. Okie doke. Let's see if I can do this without a funnel. Generally I make a big mess every time I do this. So let's see what I can manage to screw up today. You know what? I'm not gonna even try doing this. Quit being lazy, Mike. You have a funnel in your truck. Just use it. Pretty sure I have a funnel in my truck. I thought I did. Somewhere down here in this little compartment, I believe. Haha, I do. So why don't we just use it since I have it. There, that's a lot thicker than the other stuff. Granted, it's not warm like this engine was, but it'll definitely be better than what I had going on. You guys watching this video, this is Monday, what is today, the 6th? I think it's the 6th. Whatever day it is, it's a Monday. I'm just not sure what day or what number of day. Anywho, what I'm trying to get at is I'm hoping to get home tonight and edit this video, and you guys will be watching it literally the next day. Hope you guys enjoy that. Maybe it kind of feels like you're living my life with me. I don't know. I don't know if that's the right terminology, but my videos are pretty much when you see it. I was just doing that, so you can kind of keep up to date with what I'm doing in real time, in a sense. Not sure if that's the way to do it or not, but I'm sure as the summer goes on and I start recording more here, the videos will kind of get a little delayed. Obviously, if I only post 2 or 3 times a week, there's only 7 days. There's 7 days in a week, so the videos will kind of start falling behind. Falling behind. I don't know. I'm just rambling. Keep listening. Don't whatever. Skip ahead. Do whatever you guys want. Well, I was gonna say I was doing really good with not making a mess while doing an oil change, but spilt a bunch there, and just quickly set it up here, and now all the oil is draining down there. When I was walking over here, I frickin' tripped on the corner of the plow right there and probably spilt, I don't know, a gallon or so of it, which kind of stinks. Anyways, I got the loader all loaded up in the trailer. I'm gonna back that into the shop here, call it a night. I'm gonna run home. Before I run home, probably gonna run and grab some dinner. I don't think there's any dinner at home right now, so stop, get something to get a bite to eat really quick, run home, start editing this video so you guys can watch it tomorrow morning on Tuesday. Let's see what date that will be. May 7th. Today is the 6th. You guys will be seeing this video May 7th. So anyways, thanks again for watching, and hope you guys are enjoying the videos, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks.